Hey guys, how we doing? Today I want to do a quick video on what I use for a camera system. I've had a lot of people reach out and ask what I use for during lambing and kidding season. So I'm going to share what I use. It's taken me, honestly, a few years of research to try to find something that'll work for my particular situation. If you have um, Wi-Fi capability in your barn, it's way easier to find stuff because everything now, that's how it's rigged to be able to use. I don't have Wi-Fi out there that is reliable enough all the time, strong enough signal all the time to be able to use it. So it took a bit of hunting, but I finally found something that works, and it is via a CCTV, closed circuit television system, and so that's what I use. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so here is what it looks like. I currently have the layout here in a 4 camera viewing system, but it can go up to 8. And that's the brand ANNKE. Don't ask me how to pronounce it because I really don't know. So yeah, I've got it set for the 4 right now, but I only have 2 on right now. And I'm sitting in my bedroom actually right now. And the reason I love this is because we're up in Michigan and it gets super, super cold. And the last thing that I was just over having to set alarms to go out, get all my winter gear on, run outside to the barn, take a look at everybody, wake up everybody, and then come back into the house, every couple hours to do that. So this is so much easier to just set an alarm on my phone, wake up, roll over, look at the cameras, and go back to bed. Like, I absolutely love it. One of the things I really like about it is the fact that, like, it's daytime right now, so it's light in the barn, but even when it's nighttime, that the pictures are still just as light and just as clear without any need for any type of lights at all. They work great in the dark, which I really like. The pictures are ridiculously clear. Like, they're amazing. I can see so much detail that it's fantastic. And no Wi-Fi needed. It just runs directly from the barn right here. The wires, it's all wired. So it goes from the barn to my bedroom, and it's really pretty amazing. So things that are less than stellar about this system is the reason the 2 cameras up top aren't on right now is because mice out in the barn chewed through my wires. So I have to run a new line. Thankfully, the system that I bought came with 8 cameras, which I won't be able to use. That's another thing we'll talk about. So I have extras and backup, and you could always, order new replacement stuff as well. So what I did was all of the wires, the exposed wires outside, like from outside my bedroom window to the barn, those are all covered. So what I did was I took a hose that was like a water hose that had holes in it and it was no longer functioning. So I took the length of the hose that I would need for the wires from my bedroom to the barn. I slit right down the middle of that hose and I slid all the wires in that so it's covered by a hose. And I know a lot of people said you should bury those lines, but the problem with that is then any exposed wires that you ever have an issue with, then you're going to have to go dig all that up to run new stuff. And I'm not about doing that because I also have kittens in my house that enjoy chewing on everything, including wires of stuff. They've ruined wires. So I'm not doing anything that permanent that requires like burying the lines and stuff. The other thing is, what are other like negative drawbacks of it? You can record on this. I guess that's never anything that I would use. I just don't need to. You can have it set where it'll let you know if there's movement and stuff. I don't want that because these animals are moving constantly. I don't need 5,000 alerts telling me that they're moving. So I don't need to do that either. And then the other caveat for me is the length of wire that they sent along like I thought was going to be more than sufficient in my brain, and is not. So like just like how long my pole building is, my barn that I do lambing and kidding in, like the oh wait, cat. Speaking of cats, the wires that they sent me, they're just not long enough, so they can't reach all the way to the end of my pole building to have cameras. So like this is all stuff that further down the road I can, you know, maybe tailor and tweak and try to figure out um, a better way to do it. But for right now, this is okay and it works great. And I'm just really grateful and blessed. This system is not going to like completely break the bank. It was under $500 for everything. I want to say closer to like 250 though. Like it was like very, very reasonable. Well worth every dang penny that it saves me from having to go outside and check everybody constantly. Like this is amazing. Um, so well worth it. And so what I do is I start bringing my ladies in just a couple days before their due date. Gestation for sheep and goats is 145 to 155 days. So like on day 140, I'll start bringing them in, putting them in their stall, and then just watching them so that I can get a baseline of what their normal behaviors are. Do they normally lay down a lot? Are they normally restless? So that when there's a change in behavior, I can pick up on that right away and kind of go, wow, she's really restless tonight. She normally doesn't lay down that much. That's unusual for her. Or yeah, she's restless, but she's always restless. So it kind of just gives you kind of a way and to judge when there's changes. And like I said, the definition is so good on these. Like I can tell by looking at the pictures, like when they're contracting, I can see like you just learn to recognize different signs. Like I can tell when they're actually starting to push from, like I said, just like the picture is so freaking clear. Like it's amazing. I love it. So, well worth the investment. I love them. I would recommend them all day, every day. And so that's what we're using, and that's what works for me. And yeah, pretty good system.